Mangaroos Tutoring Services, Mathematics Classes.
Whole numbers weighted problems. We are mainly going to focus on keywords that will help us to know if we must add, subtract, divide, or multiply. So let's begin with addition. Here are some keywords for addition. Add, and, altogether, total, sum, join, plus, combined with, increased by. You can feel free to pause the video and take down these keywords. Let's look at some questions. What is the sum of? The number was increased by. And lastly, how many plums were sold altogether? So these are the same keywords that we saw earlier. Let's do some addition. 214 plus 28. So we must line up our place values. So here we can see the ones is lined up with the ones and the tens with the tens. Right? So do not align your numbers from the left, but rather align your numbers from the right. Now that we have the digits in the right place, let us add. So starting from the right, 4 plus 8 is 12. So we cancel the ones number and we put it below it. We carry over the tens number. So 1 plus 2 is 3, plus this one here is 4. And then we have 2 plus nothing or plus 0 will give us 2. So the answer is 242. So you can do the same for the others. When you are finished doing them, you can unpause the video and check the answer. Let's take a look at subtraction. Here are some keywords for subtraction. Subtract, minus, difference, fewer, take away, remain, left, change, loss, reduced by, deduct, give away, less than, how much less or how much left, how many more. So these are just some. There are also other words and phrases that can indicate that we must subtract. And there are rare cases where these words may not indicate that we must subtract. Okay, so let's take a look at a few questions. Mr. James' class went on a field trip to the museum. They spent a total of $2,850 for the entire trip. $640 was spent for entry to the museum and the remainder was spent on food. How much money was spent on food? So I will show you all the first question and then you all can proceed to doing the other two. Okay, so the keyword here will be remainder. The remainder was spent on food. So we must take away $640 from $2,850. Zero take away 0 is 0. 5 take away 4 is 1. 8 take away 6 is 2. And 2 take away 0 is 2. So your answer is 2,210. So always remember to put your units. Did I put that for my addition? Let me double check that now. No units was given. Okay, so let me do a subtraction where we need to borrow, so that you all can see how we do that. So if we have 1,000 and we have 429, we know that 0 cannot take away 9, so we need to borrow. We cannot borrow from the 0 on this side because, well, that's definitely less than 9. We cannot borrow from this 0 because there's nothing to borrow from. However, we can borrow from this 1. So we're going to borrow from this 10. 10 take away 1 leaves us with 9. So the 1 that we borrowed, we're going to carry it over to the right. 10 take away 1 again is 9. And we carry that 1 across to the right. So the 0 could not have taken away the 9. So we go to the left until we find a number that can lend us 1. So let's go. 10 minus 9 is 1. 9 minus 2 is 7. And 9 minus 4 is 5. So your answer is 571. And remember to put your units if units was given. So you can feel free to pause the video, take down the questions and attempt them. So once you are finished trying the questions, you can unpause the video and take a look at the answer. If you have any corrections to make, please make the corrections. Let's try 3 more. And now the answers. Okay, let's go on to the next section, which is multiplication. You can pause the video and take down these notes. Here are some keywords for multiplication: multiplied by, times, product of, double, multiple, triple, twice, and by. You can feel free to try these 3 questions, or you can wait until I do the first one and then you can try the next 2. At the School of Higher Learning, there are 31 pupils in each class. What is the total number of pupils if there are 12 classes at the school? So do not be tricked. Total in this case doesn't mean to add. So we have 31 students in each class and there are 12 classes. So we must multiply 31 by 12. We can start with the ones number, or we can start with the tens number. In this example, we will start with the ones number. 2 times 1 is 2. So we are multiplying the ones digit by both numbers. We are going to multiply the ones number by the ones number first, and the ones number by the tens number after. So 2 times 3 is 6. If we had, for example, 7 here, we would say 2 times 7 is 14, and we would put 14 here. Next, we are going to multiply by the tens number. Before we multiply, or before we start multiplying, we must put a 0 as a placeholder because it's a tens number. Right? The 1 has a value of 10. So the 0 is put into this place. If it was a hundredth number, we would put 2 zeros. Okay, so let's begin. 1 times 1 is 1. And 1 times 3 is 3. The next step is to add. Zero plus 2 is 2. 6 plus 1 is 7. And 3. So your answer is 372 students. Okay, so for number 2, we will do this example as well, as this one has 3 digits. So 164 multiplied by 3, because we are talking about triple the number. 164 multiplied by 3. 3 4s are 12. We put the 12 outside. We cross out the 2 and we put it inside in the 1's position. Then we have 3 times 6 is 18. And 18 plus 1, that's the 1 from the 12. 18 plus 1 is 19. So we bring the 9 inside and we carry over the 1. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. So your answer is 492 cases. When you are finished attempting 3, you can pause the video and take a look at the answers. Let's take a look at another question. Calculate the product of 1,247 times 16. If you prefer to try this on your own, you can pause the video now and do so. So again, we can start with a 1's digit, and we need to multiply this digit by the entire number above. Right? So we're going to start from the right, and we're going to go to the left. So 6 times 7 is 42. So we put a 42 outside. Since it's a tens number, we cross out the 2, we put it inside. We carry over the 4. 6 4s are 24, plus 4 is 28. Carry over the 2. 6 2s are 12, plus 2 is 14. and we carry over the 1. Six times 1 is 6 plus 1 is 7. Next, we are going to multiply by the tens number. So we must put a 0 to start. And 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. And 1 times 1 is 1. So the next step is to add. Once we have finished multiplying by all the digits below, then we can proceed to add. So 2 plus 0 is 2. 8 plus 7 is 15. 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 1 is 9. 2 plus 7 is 9 and 1. So your answer is 19,952. When you are finished attempting number 5 and 6, you can unpause the video and take a look at the solution. Remember to make the necessary corrections if you have any. So now we will proceed to doing division. Here are some keywords that indicate we must divide. Divide or divided, share or shared, quotient, cut up. Each group has per, parts, separated, every, each, split. You can feel free to pause the video and attempt the questions now. I will demonstrate number 1. An entire school went on a field trip to the mud volcano. There were 2,448 students and teachers in total going on the field trip. How many maxi taxis were needed if each maxi taxi can hold 12 passengers? So we must divide the total by 12. So I'm hoping that you all know your 12 times table. 12 into 2 is 0. So we will then use the 2 digits combined. 12 into 24 is 2. Since there are no remainders, we can go on to the other number. So I will just demonstrate what I mean by that. If we say 2 times 12 is 24, we will simply get 0. And then we will bring down the 4 and then the 8. Okay, so let's continue. 12 into 4 is 0. So then we can combine the 4 and the 8. 12 into 48 is 4. Since 4 12s are 48, there will be no remainder. So no need to subtract. 4 12s are 48. Subtract, we get 0. So your answer is 204 maxis. That's a lot. but that's your answer. After attempting number 2 and 3, you can pause the video, and if you have any corrections to make, you can do that. You can feel free to try these questions. We will now look at the solutions. Let's take a look at number 14. So the question says, in a concert hall there are 280 seats. The seats are lined up in 14 equal rows. How many seats are there in a row? So we know that we need to divide 280 by 14. Now most of you all may not know your 14 times table, which is fine for now. So how would we do this? What we can do, we will attempt this one using short division. 280 divided by 14. Right, you can use long division as well, but I also want to show you short division. We can find a number that can go into both 14 and 28. So we know that 7 can go into both numbers, because both numbers are on your 7 times table, or both numbers are a multiple of 7. 7 into 14 is 2, and 7 into 28 is 4. So now we have 40 divided by 2, which is easy. 2 into 4 is 2, so your answer is 20. And remember to put your units. How many seats? So your answer is 20 seats. Please attempt the other two questions, and then I will show you the answers. Okay, time for the answers. So now we are going to look at some whole number worded problems where they are combination or multi-step problems, and these can be either multiplication, division, addition, or subtraction. So the questions may have combinations or it may be assorted. So let's look at the first three. So I will allow you to now pause the video and attempt the questions. Okay, so now that you have attempted the questions, let's look at number 1. Ms. Johnson has 300 books. She gave away 160 books and evenly split the remainder among her 7 children. How many books did each person get? So gave away indicates that we must subtract. So 300 subtract 160. That will give us 140. And then she split the remainder, which indicates that we must divide the 140 among her 7 children. And when we do that, we will get 20. 20 books each. Okay, let's look at the answers now. Please attempt these 3 questions. Now we will look at the answers.
Thank you for watching. If you have found this video to be helpful, please feel free to contact us for more information about our classes.